Do you know that it is a miracle that you were born? Okay, I mean physically born, that you're alive at this time, in this generation, in this skin, with this hair texture, in that gender. None of that was unintentional. That is divine strategy that God organized to make sure that you are exactly who you were intended to be at this time in history for the purposes of the kingdom. This is good news. I'm on a little rabbit trail. This is good news for anybody in the house that thinks that you might be a mistake just because your parents were surprised that you arrived on the scene. They may have been shocked, but God was not. Before the foundation of the world, he had you planned for this generation. You and I have been assigned for this, y'all.
Sometimes life is falling apart for you, and somebody who doesn't even worship God seems like their life is going well, but God is testing you, because what they have is fleeting. It will disappear. It will not last. And never forget this: only what you do for Christ will last.
Let me help illustrate this. How many of you have a smartphone? Okay, some of y'all still have flip phones, sorry. But the thing about this phone is that no matter how much I can do with this phone, when this phone is not connected to a power source, it's worthless. See, when I come to this phone, I can find out all types of facts. I can connect with people on the other side of the world. I can be able to do all kinds of stuff. But if this phone is not plugged into a power source, it is useless. May I submit to you that your life is a lot like this cell phone. That if you don't daily connect to a power source, the things that we do in our life are useless. Let me ask you this question. How often do you charge your phone? All the time. Some of y'all got a charger right now in your back pocket. Why? At least you're charging it every day, because you know you will not be able to make it through the day connecting with everything else if you have not plugged into the source. What I'm telling you is that your life and the connection to God is through, everybody say, prayer.
That there are so very many of us that are in seasons of our life where there are things that are happening, paces that the Lord is putting us through, things that he's asked us to do or asked us to be in this season of our life, whether in marriage or in parenting or in ministry or on our job. And we're trying to figure out, what in the world does this have to do with the big overarching plan, God, that I think that you have for my life? Could it be that the master knows that there are things coming your way that if you will handle appropriately and responsibly and with diligence what he's put in your hands to do today, that it's actually setting you up to be victorious?
Pain has a sneaky way of pushing us back to the feet of Jesus. Pain has a sneaky way of pushing us back into the presence of God. Pain creates a resilience in us that can only come through struggle, because struggle is the proof that you have not been overtaken by your enemy. Struggle is the proof that the enemy is not bigger than your God, because the fact that you are still struggling and the fact that you're still fighting is an indicator that there's something more after this.
Why do we waste our breath in prayer when, if God has already promised it, if he's declared it, if he's going to do it, then why pray? The reason why is because prayer is the key that begins to unlock the resources of heaven so that they are unleashed onto the landscape of our earth, of reality. Prayer doesn't manipulate God. It just gives us access to the things that God already plans to do for us anyway. Prayer is this beautiful opportunity that he gives us to be a partner with him in seeing his kingdom come and his will being done on earth as it is in heaven.
How many of you know and understand that pain has a purpose? See, pain has a sneaky way of pushing us back to the feet of Jesus. Pain has a sneaky way of pushing us back into the presence of God.